Hey, what's up? Ron here. Welcome back to Time Walk TV. Hope you're all having a great day today. If you're new here, we post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, all about Magic the Gathering. So if you want to keep up with all my videos, you want to watch some more Magic the Gathering, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. So today we are looking at one of my favorite decks right now in Standard, 1000-Year Storm combo. And it's not your normal 1000-Year Storm combo. It has a bit of spice sprinkled in there, so stay tuned. We're going to jump into it right now. Alright, welcome into Arena. We have our 1000-Year Storm deck loaded up, ready to go. So let's take a look at what makes it tick. So first off, we have Smothering Tithe. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they may pay 2. If they don't, we get a treasure token. Treasure tokens, when you sack them for free, you get any color of mana you want. Now that, in conjunction with emergency powers, means that we shuffle our graveyard and our hand into our deck, draw 7. And both players do this. So when your opponent does it, they can either pay 2 so that you don't get a few tokens, or they don't pay at all and you get 7 tokens. Now usually they're tapped out or they're not doing anything, so we almost always get the 7 tokens off of it. So that's very important. The other part of this is that we're going to be playing it in our main phase, so we'll get the addendum part that says when you cast a spell during your main phase, you may put a permanent card with converted mana cost 7 or less onto the battlefield for free. And that's where our 1000-Year Storm comes into play. Now this is a permanent that is 7 CMC or less. So basically the combo is have Smothering Tithe out, cast emergency powers, hopefully you draw a 1000-Year Storm that you can put directly into play, and then your next spell will start copying because you've already cast 1 instant or sorcery this turn, so the next one will copy it twice. So then you'll have a full hand of cards with a ton of treasure tokens that you can start casting a bunch more spells, and hopefully you can find a pirate's pillage and make even more tokens, or you have more than 1 Smothering Tithe out when you do the emergency powers, and then you get a ton of tokens, and it just goes absolutely crazy from there. Other parts of this deck, mainly just draw cards. The shocks are a new addition to slow down the aggro decks, but also be a secondary win con besides Ral's Eric, because once you get a lot of spells cast, the shocks just will machine gun down our opponent. And speaking of machine guns, Ral Storm Conduit is the biggest machine gun in Standard right now by far. The main thing about this card is that its static ability, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery card or copy one, you can deal 1 damage to target creature, or sorry, 1 damage to each opponent or planeswalker. So with this and 1000-Year Storm, you're copying almost every spell you play. Well, actually, you're copying every spell you play. That triggers Ral, then you machine gun them down. So eventually, you'll cast enough spells and get enough copies of spells that Ral will actually kill your opponent. The other thing with emergency powers, after you play it for addendum, you can actually put this into play for free. So if you end up running into a second one of these and you're able to cast it, and you already have a 1000-Year Storm in play, well, you can just cast Ral for free and then start going off with all your draw spells here. Pretty, standard small spells here. You got ops, shocks. I split the chart of courses for 2 revitalize, because when you start copying revitalize, you're gaining a lot of life, which is really good because sometimes you get down to really low life totals and you want to gain a little bit of life so that they don't burn you out. The other main aspect of this is that I've added the Blunt Sun Lotus Field combo like we've done in previous videos, because I love the ramp and I like the way that you can deny other decks like Field of the Dead and Search for Azcanta. So that's a good twofer for our deck, so we can kind of stop them from doing what they're doing, and we can ramp into our big spells if need be, so we don't have to, just rely on hitting our land drops every turn. And here's our Lotus Fields down here. So that's the deck. The lands, pretty standard. I just went down, I lowered the amount of shock lands because I don't want to take as much damage because I'm not running a full play set of Revitalize. So I want to lower the shock count, add more basics, so that if I get Field of Ruined or something, I can actually search up basics. So there's about 13 or 14 of each color, not counting the Lotus Field, so this should actually help a lot. And then when we start getting tokens from Smothering Tithe, that should actually help even more. Just looking at the sideboard here, 2 negates, 4 fries, 2 Dovin's Vetoes, 2 Deafening Clarions, 2 Settles, a Cleansing Nova, and way under there is the Immortal Sun. The reasoning for this is because we need 4 Fries, because Narset completely dumpsters us, and Teferi most likely dumpsters us because Teferi. Negate and Dovin's Veto, I just kind of split it down the middle. I wanted to run 4 negates, and I figured Dovin's Veto can't be countered. Why not? Deafening Clarion, because we already have 2 main. And if we run into a really heavy creature deck or a small creature deck, we want to bring in 4. Settle the Wreckage for maybe like a Dinos deck or something with indestructibility like vampires, with those small little vampires. Our 4th Cleansing Nova for the bigger creature decks like dinosaurs or anything else that we might run into possibly. And the Immortal Sun is for those Planeswalker decks, because I've won a ton of games just off of that card by drawing 2 and them not being able to use their spells or use their Planeswalkers effectively. So yeah, that's the deck. Looks pretty crazy. Currently my favorite deck in Standard right now, and as long as they print a good sweeper in Throne of Eldraine, then we're probably going to be playing this next season too, because Smothering Tide, Thousand Year Storm, and Emergency Powers don't rotate out of Standard. So we have our core right here. Everything else can be replaced by whatever other spell. It doesn't really matter, but these 3 cards are really the core of what makes this deck work. So try to exploit that as best we can. So stay tuned. We're going to jump into the games right now. All right, welcome into round number 1. Let's go and take a look at our hands, see what we have, see how we can make this deck work. We have our Blood Suns, we have our Shock to have a little early interaction. I think this is definitely a keep. Blood Sun on 3 is never bad, but could be bad, could be good. They are mulliganing to 6. So let's play our land tapped and see what they have going on. On the opponent's side, blue does not bode well for us. Not at all. And I'm guessing a little Spectral Sailor friend is coming back. Oh no, an Opt. They could be mono blue. I really hope we're not against the blue-green flash deck again. I mean, I played against it a lot last night, and I cannot emphasize how much I hate playing against this deck with the current deck that I am playing. So let's see if we can weather the storm and somehow beat this deck. But I'm ready to get counterspelled over and over and over until I just beg for mercy and quit. Does it resolve, my friend? It does. We get to draw a card too. That's actually pretty dope. And we get the Smothering Tide next turn, potentially. Potentially get the Smothering Tide. We will see. We will probably get counterspelled into oblivion. But you never know. We could sneak one past our opponent here. Not likely, but let's see. Don't counter it. It's not scary. Surprisingly enough, playing this deck enough, you really get an idea for how much people are scared of Smothering Tithe. It's actually pretty wild. Usually you think, oh, you're not going to pay for that token, you know. You'd rather play your spells. Well, most people, unlike our opponent here, pay for that too as soon as it happens for the first time. It's actually pretty crazy. I've never thought that this card was that scary, but I guess it is. Well, let's go ahead and use our treasure here and try to take out the old Merfolk Trickster. Do they not have a lot of counterspells? Or are they just sandbagging one? Very suspect. But let's... what should we do? I think let's revitalize first, see what we hit. Maybe we can hit like an Opt or something, or maybe a Charticourse. That's not bad. Let's go and play our Blood Sun. We're basically just using this as a cantrip, but they decided to Frilled Mystic us. Hopefully they allow us to get another treasure. They might not. Yep. Very common I've noticed when playing this card is that they are not scared to pay the 2. Let's see if we can clear the board here with our Cleansing Nova, which we can, which is super cool. They probably have another Trickster. Okay, Sailor. Sailor's good. Sailor's good. You're going to pay 2. It seems like the more they pay 2, the more it kind of tempos them out of their what they're trying to do. So I'm okay with them paying 2, and I'm also okay with just getting 1. Whoa. Yowzer. That's quite a... Well, let's try for it. I mean, they probably have a counterspell. I would imagine they have something to counter this. If they don't, that's absolutely crazy. But you know, their whole deck is filled with counterspells. So fingers crossed. But they're hovering their cards, and that is a counterspell. So just looking at our graveyard here. Okay, so it's just 1 emergency powers. That's not bad. And we got another treasure, which is great. I think at this point, I'm just gonna play a second Smothering Tithe and see if they have a counterspell for it. Because as long as they're countering these things, then they're not either drawing a card or playing a creature. So I'm okay with it. Because they did that and they tapped out, I'm actually gonna Insight now, so that they can't counter. I really want to draw 2. Okay, that looks good. Ooh, and I'll play a Blood Sun, just the cantrip. This is pretty sweet. Okay, so now they can pay 2. They can pay 4 mana and I don't get any tokens, or they can just let it go and I get 2 tokens, which I think they're gonna do. Yeah, it looks like about what they're gonna do. So they got 4 cards in hand, 6 lands, and a Spectral Sailor. So it's still at semi-good life total. 12 isn't too bad, but it's going to add up pretty quick. Let's see if they draw a card or just play a spell. So they're going to draw a card and leave 2 mana up. Oh, that triggers. Oh, yes, it triggers. Give me my money. My tokens. Let's Chemist's Insight, ditching this land. See if we can find a big spell, which we don't. All right, let's test the waters with the old 1,000-Year Storm. Okay, that resolves immediately. I thought we'd get a counterspell out of their hand, but we didn't. Maybe they don't have anything. Well then. We are doing something. Well, you have a counterspell? Because I got nothing. I mean, at this point, if we draw any spell, I'm pretty sure we can win the game. We have a buttload of mana. Holy good golly gosh. Okay. Oh my goodness, they didn't have a counterspell. What is going on? We get to put round to play? Yeah. Oh boy. I mean, are they planning on like trying to counter something further down in our little chain? Because right now it's not looking that great for you. Double 1,000-Year Storm plus Ralzeric. Oh boy. 38 cards. I hope we don't deck ourselves. Alright, let's -2 the Ral. So we gotta make sure that our Chemist's Insight is copied, and copied. This is getting way out of hand. Way out of hand. Can you even imagine trying to play this deck in paper? Can you even, like, trying to organize these triggers and how everything works would be a literal nightmare, and your opponent would never scoop you because they have no idea what's going on and they don't know that they're actually dead on the spot. Like, our opponent they are going to lose this game. But they just don't know it yet, apparently, which is unfortunate for them, but we do what we got to do here. So this is going to trigger twice here, so we'll get 5 copies of Chemistry Insight, I believe, because each of these is going to copy it twice. Yep, Thousand Storm is going to trigger. That should make 2 copies, and the other one, once all this stuff resolves, then I will make 2 more copies from the second 1,000-year storm trigger, and then after all that stuff's done resolving, then our actual first spell, our actual physical card of it, well, digital card, will resolve then. We just got to make sure we don't what is it called? Deck ourselves. And then at this point, we're just going to shock you, and I believe that's all she wrote. Because Rao's going to trigger off the shock, the 1,000-year storm triggers, and we're going to get 3 of each. And we're just going to shock, shock, shock. Everybody's going to get shocked. And this Vol K person, I believe I played against him before. A few times, actually. So we've been in gold together for a while, playing the jankiest of janks. Props to our opponent for just like letting us do the thing, you know, on the first game. Pretty excited about that. I'm sorry, opponent. I know it's like the jankiest of janks, but we got games to win here. We got combos to do. Well, that was enjoyable. I'm very much looking forward to losing the next 2 games. Okay, what in the world are we doing? We're taking out our Deafening Clarions. If I take out a shock, negate, and probably the Cleansing Nova. We don't really need this. We don't need Clarions. The reason I don't think we need Clarions is because Night Pack Ambusher doesn't die to it, but it does die to this Cleansing Nova. And we just really have to get lucky and try to get some of the cards down here to hit all of our land drops to play all these spells, because we are not favored. There was a couple turns where they didn't do anything and we just kind of snuck under the radar, basically. And either that or they just like let it happen. We'll never know. All we know is we got the win, and we did it in like the most stylish fashion ever. So hopefully we can recreate those moments and win again. So here's our hand. Looks pretty good. We don't have the white for Revitalize, but we do have Opt into Negate, into Bloodsun, into Chemistry's Insight. We just need to draw lands. So if we draw lands, we're good. If we don't, we'll lose, but that's Magic in general. Well then, the old turn 1 Sailor. Didn't even flash it in. Didn't even care. Didn't even care. Okay, we are getting closer to our goal of having enough mana to cast things. Yikes. Oh no. I'm sorry, opponent. That is the worst. Missing land drops and then having no way to win. Gosh, that's the worst. But hey, we got to do our thing. We got to combo. We got to draw a lot of cards and zippity zap machine gun people down with Rouse Eric. So, you know, grass is always greener, I guess. All right, welcome into round number 2. After our first round opponent kind of kept a not so great hand and ended up conceding pretty quickly, we're into round number 2. Our hand looks pretty mediocre, but we do have a Revitalize on 2, and then hopefully we find maybe some more interaction or Smothering Tithe. That's, you know, what we need. So let's go ahead and keep it. We are in the draw, so we do get to draw another card, which is good. Another Breeding Pool. Ooh boy, I am not a fan. Although this could be something other than a flash deck, but my money's on flash, and it's looking a little little more apparent every day. So we'll see if we can get another blue-green flash deck. It might be like a Nexus deck. Ooh, it's Bant. Ooh, it might be like the Bant ramp deck or something like that. Or Bant Scape Shift. Ooh. Alright, so let's draw first because Teferi does not allow us to do such things on their turn because he is a big meanie and makes this game very unfun. We are pretty set up here to play our Smothering Tithe on 4 and hopefully get some more tokens out of it. So Risen Reef. So they must be like a Field of the Dead, like Cavalier of Thorns style build. They definitely don't have Yarok. I didn't see any black mana. And they're bouncing their own Risen Reef. Well, ain't that just the cheekiest play you ever seen in your whole life? I guess. I don't know why. I mean, if you really wanted to ramp, that's one way to do it for sure. For sure. Question is, do you want to pay 2 mana to make sure I don't get a token? Ooh, and you're going to let it go. Ooh. I like this. Okay, plus another plus on the old Teferi. Up to 3. Nissa, who shakes the world. Well, that's a really good card against us. With all this Bant Scape Shift stuff running around, I feel like Nissa was slightly forgotten. You know, she's really, really good, and people just like seem to like latch onto these Flavor of the Month cards or decks, and they forget how powerful some of these old cards are. Not that, you know, this card's old or anything, but you know, the powerhouse in Standard. Let's see what we got. We have 3, 4, 5. We have 6 mana. Maybe we just jam the old 1,000-Year Storm. Maybe we do that. And then that forces them to choose between Smothering Tithe and 1,000-Year Storm. So that's actually not too bad. Let's go. Because you know they're going to untap another land. Hit us for 6, 7, 8. They have 1, 2 forests. Okay, 2 forests. On top, you know, other than this forest. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Currently have 9 mana. Could have 11 mana. 13 mana if they have another forest to play in. There's 2 green. Then they'll untap. Oh no, they're going to play Risen Reef first. Okay. What do you have, opponent? So, not a land. They could deny the trigger and draw it anyway, but no land. So they're going to return Smothering Tithe to my hand and remove their own Teferi from the battlefield. Okay, maybe they have another Teferi, so they don't really care. They did tap all their blue mana. Oh no, they have the Chica. Okay, so now they're going to bounce a 1,000-Year Storm as well. Oh boy, not looking great for our hero. Well, hopefully they plus and we will wipe the board. That's unfortunate that I had a second Teferi. This card is very unfun, but I totally understand it because it's one of the best cards in Standard. I'm just not a big fan because you bounced both of my favorite cards, and that's not nice. Play more creatures. Please play more creatures. Yes. More creatures. Oh no. That's an elemental. No. Risen Reef. Why? Land? There it is. Okay. 5, 6. We have our 7th mana if we draw... emergency powers. Okay, never mind. Okay, so let's kill Teferi, and then we'll destroy all creatures. Okay, well, Nissa ultimating is going to be a real pain in the butt, especially if they have a follow-up Nissa. But we're still kind of in it. We went through 2 of their Teferis already. They shocked that in. Did they? No. They didn't have to do that. These were already in the battlefield. Hydroid Creases for 7. Well, if that doesn't kill us quickly, I don't know what will. What do we need? We need 2 turns, which we don't have currently. Ooh, no, we're not running green. I was going to say we run like fog or something, but this is not looking good for us. Maybe a removal spell, possibly. Next turn they hit us for 10, 13. Ooh, whoo! Get rid of that. We'll play our land. And we'll kill the creatures. Okay, so if they ultimate, they just get a bunch of lands. Whatever. We are... Oh, I don't know how we are staying in this game. But somehow we are. And they probably have another Hydroid Crisis, so we're pretty much donezo. Ultimate your Nissa, please. Don't plus. Don't plus your Nissa. Just ultimate your Nissa. What are they doing? 1, 2, 3. Why'd you plus and then minus? Or no, not plus. I mean, like, oh, they wanted to get the mana. Why didn't they tap their Temple Garden? How'd they lose life? Oh, they paid the mana for the for the shock lands. Okay. Well, this gives us a little small window of opportunity here. Sure, they have indestructible lands. That's okay. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 mana right now. They don't play Hydro Creases. Just pass the turn. That'd be great. That would be excelente. Okay, well, what do we got here? We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We currently have 9 mana. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This costs 10 mana. This costs not 10 mana. Ooh, boy. We are at 8. We'll be down to 2 next turn. What do we do? That's tough, because if we say we do this, right? I think the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. I think we do this because we can get another token off them, and it actually sets up a win next turn as long as we draw an emergency powers, which is why I think we're going to do this now. This one. I don't know if it just changes like that. Okay, so we did that. Okay, so we're really set up next turn to win as long as they don't kill us this turn and we draw emergency powers. So we really have to, like, that's the main thing. We have to hit emergency powers, and then that emergency powers has to hit 1,000-year storm or we lose. So not looking good, but it's not looking completely dead bad yet. Dead bad? Bad dead? Am I dead? Don't play with me. Don't play with me, Nissa. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? 12 mana? Oh, baby. Well, that's a Tristani. Okay. Well, then. That was rough. We were right there. We were so close. What does Blood Sun work? Lose all abilities. I guess being a creature isn't really an ability, right? Maybe. So let's see. I want the Immortal Sun. And I want... What do we want? Because they have Teferis and Nissas and Hydro Creases. Mortal Sun seems good. Fry seems okay. Maybe we just like cleansing over their life away. No, maybe we settle. We go down to like 1 shock because shock hits absolutely nothing. And it'll be good to draw later. Maybe we ditch the Clarions and this for 2 negates, 2 fries, maybe one fry. Gosh, fry doesn't really do anything besides. I guess it kills Tristani too. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll get 2 fries up in here. And we'll take out a Blood Sun. Let's give it a try. I don't know how to sideboard. I'm terrible. But we're going to give it a go. See what we got. That's the thing about this deck. It's so close to winning so many games. Like, you're right on the brink. Like, so close. Let's keep this. We have our lands into Chart of Course, so... Oh, I almost clicked on the Lotus Field. That would have been terrible. Oh, boy. That would have been bad. Chart of Course, please. 1, 2. Immortal Sun's good. Let's get rid of Thousand Year Storm for right now. We don't need that currently. Druid's good. Alright, let's see what we get with Opt. Land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll leave it on top because we want to make sure we hit Immortal Sun for sure. For sure. And it's not getting stuck on top of the deck or actually drawing it to our hand, so that's not terrible. They have a Teferi. Yep, plus that. Ooh, the Fry is actually a great draw here. Yikes. Blue, white, red. Yeah, we're not going to do this yet. We're going to actually just do this now. Fry that sucker. I did want to do that this turn, so if I did it last turn, I would have 3, 4, 5, and then I would have been able to 6 this next turn. Because they're going to play stupid Tristani. Yikes, man. Well, it's not looking good for our hero. Oh, I forgot I can only play 1 land a turn. Oh no, we need something. We're getting beat up right now. Settle the wreckage, yes. Woo, baby. Now, sadly, we can't play this because we'll sack 2 lands. So we gotta play our other things here. Oh, man. We're gonna get him. Get out of here. Get him out of here. This wreckage has been settled. Get him out of here. Just don't have a Nissa follow-up, please. I mean, if they had a Nissa follow-up, they would have played. Are you serious? You didn't play your Nissa pre-combat? Are you kidding me? That is some bull crap. That is so weird. Why wouldn't they play Nissa? How did they even know or suspect that? Also, screw you and your deputy of detention. That's also bull crap. Man, this dude just has it all. Yikes, man. If we when we run bad, we run bad. I'll tell you what. Yikes. Well, I can't say we ran bad because we drew the exact card we needed at the exact moment we needed it. So, like, what am I supposed to do? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go. I don't think we can win. Fudge. Oh, this makes me so angry. We're so right there. I don't have any mana to do anything. Gosh, man, so frustrating. It's like, I love this deck to death. And I feel like it can be really good. It's super, super clunky. Don't get me wrong. It's like tiered, a million. But it's like all these games feel so winnable. All right, back in it again. Rant is over. Time to play some more Magic. Our hand looks pretty decent. We have our opt into hopefully a Blood Sun if we draw land. And then we have our big removal spell. So let's go ahead and keep this. See what we're up against. We are on the play. So we may shock to opt, but probably not. Yeah, I'm too worried about the aggressive decks here. Even though we do have Cleansing Nova, we need to find lands. So being super aggressive with our opt might not be our best choice right now. But we will find out sooner or later. I don't know. Our opponent's taking quite a long time. All right, so let's go ahead and just toss down our Steam Vents. Tapped. Don't take no damage. We'll see what they're working with. We've been, pretty good at going against the blue-green deck. So we'll see if we have another blue-green deck lined up for us. Opponent is taking quite a long time on some of their moves here, but it looks like we're against mono red. So what do we want? We want to find shocks. Ooh boy, we probably need that so we can turn for blow up their stuff. So hopefully we cannot take a ton of damage and then get our Blood Sun down to power out this Cleansing Nova on 4 instead of 5, which should help us. If they play a Steamkin here, we're not really looking too great. Ember Hauler isn't as bad as Steamkin, but it also is quite a bit of damage, so we're going to really squeak it out. We're really going to squeak it out with this one. We might have to do back-to-back Cleansing Novas possibly, especially if they are the Phoenix deck. I'm not sure what kind of... I think it's like the Spitfire or something. Sounder's Spitfire, the one that's a 1/3 flyer. Gets +1, +3, +0 or something every time a red spell hits you. But because they have the Ember Hauler, it makes me think like they don't have the Goblin Chain Whirler. Because that would be a really tough card to beat right now. But hopefully they play... Yeah, there's the Chandra Spitfire. Okay, so it is the Spitfire deck. Since it has Ember Hauler, it looks exactly like the Aaron Barrich mono red deck that won at one of the SCG events a couple weeks back. Next turn, we hopefully will have a oh man, Chandra. That's a really hard card to beat for us. But hopefully we have an opportunity to play Smothering Tithe and then hopefully draw Emergency Powers and close this game out. Because that's like the 2-card combo. We need Smothering Tithe and then Emergency Powers. So let's just play this out and play our land and say go. And hopefully we can stay alive long enough to use these tokens effectively. So maybe we are able to like 1,000 Year Storm next turn, still be alive possibly. And they paid for it. Holy moly. That's pretty nice that they took a turn off to do that. Unfortunate that they have a Chandra that they keep beating us up with. Land isn't that great. Let's hope and pray that we're not dead. And we'll see what they do here. Hopefully they don't have a bunch of burnt spells. This time they're letting it go because they want to play a big spell possibly. They have anything to do flashback? They do not. So big Chandra. Well, I'm not a huge fan of this one in this deck, but it's definitely a really, really good card. I think Little Chandra might be a little bit better, to be honest. So they're going to hit me for what? 3 down to 9? All right, we're hanging in there. All we need is like any kind of draw spell. Anything at all. Gosh, I wish I had something to do here. Man, we're so close to going off. Again, same thing that happened last game. We're like right on the brink, right? One spell, we'll be able to go off pretty much. Maybe if that spell finds another spell. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on in this deck, but we always get to this point where we're all set up, we're ready to go, and you know, it doesn't happen. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, you dirty rotten. That was a sick play. That was such a sick play. I'm at 4? Oh boy. What in the Lord is that thing? Neheb? What? Oh, 3. Oh no. Did they see the line? Are you serious? No way. Play the Spitfire. Don't see the line of me dead. Oh, and they have a lightning strike. Okay. Man. Just like we needed to not fade any draws. We needed to draw any spell in our deck. And the last 2 turns we drew lands. Probably the last 3 turns we drew lands. Yikes, man. We are just like... We do have some good draws here and there, but man, when we run bad, we get decimated. It's not even close. It's not even close when we get smashed like that. Holy moly. Yikes. That's crazy. Okay, well, let's see what we got for this matchup. 61 cards. What can we trim? Could trim a shock. Could trim... I'm going to trim a Clarion because they don't have a ton of stuff. And shock can usually take out most of that stuff. Yeah, we're still looking good. I think we can win this matchup. We actually have to draw spells when we need to. We had good draws going up to it. We got our Blood Sun. We got our Lotus Field. We were able to clear the board. You know, we even hard cast our 1,000-Year Storm. But it just wasn't in the cards for us. We're going to keep this 1 white source, and we are live to sweep the board here. Also play Blood Sun. So we'll see. Most likely we'll draw like a Lotus Field, and then the Blood Sun will be like completely useless, but we'll see what happens. We do have a negate that we can actually cast. Usually that will either seal the deal or slow them down enough that we can actually make something happen. So we'll see what we got here. It's going to be a long game, or it could be a super short game. We never know. What do you got, opponent? I think they did not mulligan. I thought they mulliganed. Opponent thinking over what they should play first on turn 1. Probably a Lava Runner or a Firebrand. Yep, that's another good one. Good 1 drops here for our opponent. Swinging. Thinking about it. Their clock is at 24. Ours is at 27. They are very much taking their time on this. They could be possibly disconnecting or something like that, or just taking a long time. Well, drawing a 6-mana spell is not really ideal when we need to hit a land. Maybe having 24 lands in this deck isn't ideal itself. Maybe it should be 25, 26. Because we want to hit these big spells, but we do have the Lotus Fields for a ramp. Not so much consistency there, but it's definitely something to take in consideration moving forward, that we might need more lands. I say that until we flood and then we draw all of our lands, and then it feels like we don't need as much land. So it's always back and forth with this kind of stuff for sure. Ember Hauler. Okay. We really, really need an untapped land deck. Not so much. Well, we will hold the old Lotus Field for one turn. Mainly because Deafening Clarion has to have 2 colors. This only taps for 1 color, so if we do this, then we can't cast a Clarion. If we draw a white source, we get 2 Clarion. I'm going to let that go. There's the Lava Runner. Okay, still is Summoning Sick. Does not have the second card in the graveyard. Or second instant or sorcery. So we hit for 3 down to 13. Where our life total is getting a little low. Hopefully we can pull this game out. We will see. Not so much. Well, it's not looking good, that's for sure. So let's see here. If we 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Potentially 7 damage on board. That will take us to a low life total. I don't think we can hold off anymore. There's nothing really we can do though. Our only hope is to take the damage here, draw a white source and Clarion them. So yeah. Not looking good for our hero in our third match here against Mono Red. Chandra Spitfire. Again, we can kill it with this if we draw a white source. Man, this is going to be a crazy big swing next turn if I don't handle it. Come on, deck. Come on, please. What are you doing? Why did he just fling his dude at me? Ho, ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. We did it. Unbelievable. Why would he throw away his dude like that, though? That's the real question. Well, let's play our Blood Sun. Draw a card. Looks good. Play this, and we will hold up Negate for now. This might get a little big. We might need to negate something. Well, let's see. That's going to come in, deal us 2 to 7, and that's going to hit us for 4. We can gain 2 life. Well, I wish that was like a burn spell and not a creature. Pass. What are you going to do? You're going to let it go. Okay. Because they have nothing else to do. So pass the turn. You have no cards in hand. You may pass the turn to me. Okay. We're going to revitalize and gain 3 life. Okay, looks good. My turn. Okay, well, guess we hold up 3, 4, and then we can hold up negate. Seems reasonable. Ral Zarek. I could minus it next turn too. We need a Smothering Tithe. We do not need another one of those. That is for sure. Okay, so let's pass. This is at 6. Probably can't kill it. Maybe they can. Maybe they just want to kill me. Negate's my best friend. Okay. Do they want to kill Ral? I don't think they can. I have to be dealt damage for this to get bigger. That only turns it into a 4, so they probably hit me for 3. Wowzer. They do not want Ral to live. Yikes. We need Smothering Tithe. Let's plus. Let's try 1. Smothering Tithe? Smothering Tithe? Smothering Tithe. Okay, opponent, come on. Come on. Nothing bad's gonna happen. I swear. All the cards in my hand are just lands. Just, you know, it's alright. Why are they... I'm wondering if their connection is bad or something, because every once in a while you see them hover over a card. Blood Sun. Did I put you on the bottom before? You're damn right I did. This will 3, 6. We'll still leave up negate. All right, we're really close. Really close. They use another timeout. Come on, opponent. Just pay attention to the game for, you know, good 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll see if we can get this game over with here. So we do have a negate, and we kind of want to try to use it. So draw your card, and draw an instant or sorcery, or a non-creature spell. Still waiting for the opponent to make a move. They draw a card. What might that card be? We don't know. Might be a land, might be a Chandra. Let's see. What do they got? They're hovering it. Ooh, shock. No. I told myself I was going to negate everything that anything and everything that they would be able to do. And that is definitely something I needed to negate so that that stupid Spitfire didn't hit me for 4. Because that also would have made them big enough to kill Ral. Ral has been doing some work. Now the question is, do I minus Ral to play emergency powers twice? Oh, it doesn't look like I'm able to do that now. It's not 2. We really need Smothering Tithe, for sure. Okay, goodbye, Ral. It was nice knowing you. Oh, baby. Okay, I'm not at 7, so a lightning strike doesn't kill me. Alright, I think we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. They have 6 mana, a Spitfire, and a mystery card in hand. They didn't immediately put it on the battlefield, so it might not be a land. Lightning Strike doesn't kill me. Lightning Strike plus Spitfire is 7 damage. Oh, they were trying to see if I would quit. Not today. That's what we say to death. Not today. And this game is over. This game is over. Actually, it's not over. Because I did not draw a spell that draws me cards. Are you kidding me? Oh boy. Well, what can I say? It's not looking good for our hero. Again. And I just gave him a fistful of cards too. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I don't think I can survive our opponent. They've been playing super slow a game, and I just gave him, 7 triggers right in a row. There is a resolve all button that you can hit. I do have negate though, and this thing's gonna die because I'm gonna play shock, but because we have cast 1 spell, so this will copy once, and I can copy a second time 2, 4, 6, 7. It just stinks that we don't win right now. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. It's just so ridiculous. Land on the bottom, please. Thank you very much. 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. 3. We will pass the turn. Man, usually that's like a... That's usually win the game on the spot there. Gosh, that's so close. It's like the curse of this deck is we're so close. So very close. The old shock me. So that's 2 down to 8, and that goes to 4. Yep. Did they draw a card? There's a shock. Down to 6. Resolves. Oh yeah, this is the first trigger. They're in their upkeep. What? Why are they doing all this on their upkeep? That does not make any sense. There's their 6 mana. They probably have a zillion counter spells, man. Oh baby. Alright, so they're gonna see if we have any removal spells, which we do. Oh, this is actually going to be super nice, because if they go to do something else, we get to have multiple copies of, what is it called? Negate. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, we had to waste all of our shocks. Alright, so Spitfire is gonzo. I'm at 6. They have 6 mana, and they probably have double Lightning Strike. Yep, Lightning Strike me. See if they have triple Lightning Strike. So they at least get to negate one of them. Sure, I don't want to do that. That's a close one. Boy. Yikes. Well, we gotta counter that one. Don't have another in those 4 cards, please. Oh, I guess I just decline. Oh, I don't know what is happening. I've never done this before. Alright. Do you have it? Don't hover your cards. Okay, that's okay. Don't have a shock? Please, don't have a shock. Okay, that's not a shock. So you're saying there's a chance. Okay. Well, we're gonna minus Ral. I think we, yeah, let's do this first. We're gonna opt, trigger. Oh boy. I mean, we need to find not Deafening Clarion. Not a land. Are you serious? Oh no. Oh, we found it. I don't know how. That's unfortunate. That's extremely unfortunate. We need to like one more. Oh, man, we need to like another opt or Oh, revitalize would have been great. Like, they didn't have it last turn. I'm hoping it's not in their hand now. Although they did sack their Fanatical Firebrand to get me to 2. Maybe that was just... Oh, they had it the whole time and they just slow rolled me? Oh, why, Mono Red? Why? Oh, you make my heart hurt. Well, that was a tough pill to swallow. And again, just like the other matches, we're so close. We're right there, and it just lets us down. Maybe we need more cantrips or something. Maybe all these shocks is not what we want in the deck. We need more card draw to get to our card draw to win the game. Oh, that's a tough one. All right, after some very unfortunate games where we ended up losing right at the very end, overall the deck was okay. I think there needs to be a lot of work, a lot of overhaul done to this, and how the deck operates and what the game plan is specifically. I like the Blood Moon Lotus Field combination. Again, I thought that was a great addition. We didn't play against any decks that had those special lands in them, but we did get to ramp into some of our bigger spells, which is nice because when we're able to ramp into those big spells, it leaves us other mana to cast our other sorceries and instants, different cards like that. So I like that version of it for sure. The main thing is we really need more card draw, I think. I think adding the shocks for the smaller decks was a good idea, but not a great idea. In our last iteration, a while back, we had a lot more cantrip effects. Like we had 4 Revitalize, 4 Ops, 4 Charter Courses. We just had all this like mass of draw spells, and we really needed that to get to more draw spells or to get to our bigger spells when we needed to. And I think if we trim down on a lot of those things and maybe move the Clarions to the board and just try to be super linear and try to just do our thing as fast as we can, even though there's a lot of aggressive decks and a lot of creature decks out there, if we can, tighten this up, make it a little more linear, try to do our thing as fast as possible and not try to use shocks or definitely Clarions to kind of answer stuff here and there. Although it does keep us alive, I think we would need to be more linear, more draw centric, so that we can actually go off and combo when we do get the opportunity to, when we do have Smothering Tithe down. So that's my thoughts. If you want to try it, I would say take the shocks out, take the Clarions out, add more draw spells, and see what you can do with it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, we post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, all about Magic the Gathering. Mainly gameplays at this point, but we are going to branch off into maybe deck techs or other vlog style content, so that should be really fun. If you enjoyed the deck, go and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Would you play it? It seems a little crazy to play in paper, but I think that would be a fun challenge to take on. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, Magic is great, and so are you. Stay positive and play Islands.